How did AI become so important suddenly?
We cannot write and mail without it.
What are the skills in this AI generation which are most critical ones?
What the technology is going to evolve is, you should first.
What do you think? Is AI just shifting job?
The honest answer will be kind of both, but how we transition.
Today, AI is affecting and changing all of our lives. Today, we are going to talk about just that. In our studio, in TALRadio, we have Suresh, Chief AI Architect for Solix. And he's going to answer all our questions today about AI. So, welcome, sir. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you, Akshita, and thanks, Tal, for having me today. And I will try my best for sure.
First of all, please tell us, how did AI become so important suddenly that we can't even write one mail without it?
We cannot write and mail without it, but the criticality of AI evolved as technology evolves every stage. And the reason, every step, if you look back, when technology evolves, it gives you two predominant things. One, it makes everybody step forward, right? The differentiation will reduce among the community, and the goal is cost. At the end, everything we do day in and day out has some kind of a cost attached to it, and how to balance that cost optimally, right? So it has its benefit in terms of cost, in terms of democratizing many features and functionalities only one sector of people can use to common people. That is the most important advantage of technology evolution. So definitely in that journey, AI is going to help us a lot. Of course, there are some highs and lows we will see in the place. You will hear those news, but it is about how to balance ourselves, learn, and continuously move forward as the technology evolves.
As you said, learn and move forward as it evolves, like being present with the time. How can somebody upscale their jobs and their skills so that they are up to date with the time? And what are the skills in this AI generation which are most critical ones? Yeah.
So if you think back, the traditionally, I just want to know, given in the past, the education system, how it helped us is, you need to first learn and try to answer a question. So basically, you are answering. That is the system we are developed with. I will ask you a question, you tell me the answer. What the technology is going to evolve is, you should first understand how to ask a better question, because there are a lot of knowledge, lot of solutions. As AI evolves, it can answer many things, but it can hallucinate too. Of course, humans also sometimes hallucinate, but irrespective of that, the most important criteria is to how to ask the right question, how to ask a better question. That is the skill, fundamental skill. It will start changing. Even from an education system, we should start looking from that angle. Okay, are we equipping every student, everyone around that, when they use AI, are they asking the right question? And that will lead to better answers. Of course, we have other systematic controls that every IT technicians has to put around AI to guardrail them. Yeah.
What do you think? Is AI just shifting job and shifting the whole technology aspect, technology employment aspect, or it's actually cutting jobs?
The honest answer will be kind of both, but how we transition, because there is a lot of opportunities we have ahead. Now, everybody in this journey should learn how to transition themselves, how to upskill themselves. For example, uh, asking better question than trying to solve itself is one. In a technical way to put it, you can say prompt engineering as a role. Yeah. Right? It is nothing but a prompt engineering. But prompt engineering typically is not just asking a question. You should know subject matter expertise to ask the right question. Just being a technician doesn't mean you are asking a right question because you know the system. You should be an expert of a subject matter domain. You should have the domain knowledge. So there are multifaceted information you need to uphold rather than just being a technician. I can code before. That is not going to help you anymore. Rather, you should know the code, you should know the subject domains, many subject domains. And one of the biggest area I think every one into evolving into this AI paradigm has to know is also how to become yourself fluid. When I say fluid intelligence, what that means is there is no set defined project for you to run for 6 months, because in the past people can sit and code a project, an application for say 6 months, 1 year to deliver that and then support that, right? Now we recently heard from a lot of big company CEOs that within 6 to 12 months you don't need to code, everything systems will code. Now what that even means to all the engineers, right? Now, when you look from that angle, so your coding is going to get easier and easier, and which means you have to do a lot more than what we were doing before. Already, this fundamentally every CEO starts with a 10x improvement, guaranteed, because of AI. Now, what the 10x improvement means, if you are doing, say, for example, just for a scenario, I'm giving this example. If you are doing one project, now you have to do 10 projects, right? Which means in the past you can sustain with one project knowledge, but now you have to have 10 project knowledge. So that intelligence has to be continuously evolving and has to be fluid. It cannot be stagnant. I can do only this. That won't help. So the biggest change and adaptability should come because you have the subject matter expertise AI can provide. So in fact, this is more favorable to young people than anybody else.
Yeah, that's what I was about to ask you. Suppose there's somebody who has worked for 7 years in the industry, in engineering, or even me as a podcast host, or somebody who writes a lot and have to be creative in every sentence and every word they write. So we have been doing this without AI for for all these years, and suddenly we want to do 10 projects together because that's what is expected. How to juggle that?
Yeah. So the first thing is usually when the speed comes, you don't need to do parallel things like before. That's the biggest advantage, right?
Okay. Okay.
You can do it in a very one to next, right? Because in the past, since you are taking long time to do a project, you need to do in parallel. If
Okay.
you think the other way around. So if you are now, since AI is there and you are moving fast, you can do in small chunks, like first one, second one, like that. So it won't mix up. First of all, it won't create a collision. At the same time, if you think how it can also support in a general journey is each project will be unique. It is unlike a student, like anybody gets bored about one project after doing everything. If you do it for a long time, same thing, we become bored, right? Now that is taken out because of AI, because you are going to get new knowledge on a continuous basis, and the curiosity has to be there, and the critical thinking should be there. Problem solving capacity has to be increased. These are all the side skills you have to develop. And of course, if you are not ready for that, those have a challenge, right? Now you asked about a question around the 7 to 10 years experience, how that transition. If you think about the stack, um, every layer can improve exponentially. For example, I will start with a fresh student coming out of a university, getting into a job. What we normally hear from every student today is they're scared. That literally, some kind of a concern is there. Even implicit, explicit doesn't matter, but there is a concern. They have to look at the bright side of it. When they go, when I entered the workforce, when I want to solve a problem in finance application, I don't have the subject matter expertise to begin with. The first 10 line of code will take months to understand what I should write. You don't have that barrier now. Now, what that means is you are coming out with the support which can give you the subject matter expertise from the get go, which means you can move fast. But at the same time, if you are curious enough, you can move fast in the place within an organization. It's all up to, it is in your hand. You can control that, unlike before, right? And same thing, the 7 to 10 years also has to do. If they become lethargic, for an example, they can't move. The youngsters will take over them. So there is so what the system has to be doing, and what every workforce has to look for is how they can continuously engage themselves, not waste time, how to balance and all. We will talk about it later. But then the fundamental thing is be curious, continuously learn, don't waste time. It's not going to, time will be your enemy, technology will be your enemy. So, how to beat that is only with continuous innovation, critical thinking, and continuously evolve yourself in a fluid way.
I was just talking about about the brain capacity. You were mentioning something about that.
Yeah,
That
right, right.
the AI is catching up with human brain.
Correct.
Tell us more about that.
So, if you think about when I was in college in 91, I was first writing the neural network program, right? So, at that time, I don't know much about AI, but we know we have to write some deep learning programs. Many ideas are there. And recently, I was attending a Premier Institute, a one-day event where a lot of this thought process was shared. And what I heard was very surprising. And the metrics they provided me from one of the leading professors from leading university in the Bay Area, they all know what that means. But you are saying an interesting metrics. That means 30, 40 years ago, when he was developing AI, that time, if you compare where the AI technology or the AI program can do with respect to a human brain, close to human brain is 1 million times ahead. That is like 30 years ago. As of today, it is it caught up. So human brain is only 20 times ahead. Now this will multifold, right? So we have to see how that comes up.
Isn't it scary? I mean,
It is
AI can
not.
catch up on humans. How will it
So when they
change?
talk AGI and all, nobody knows actually, right? Even with this, right? Even with this catch up, how much we are utilizing, we are still having. AI is going to have, like humans, little bit of hallucinations, little bit of errors. I'm not favoring AI, but I'm just saying when people talk about AI, the first concern they will raise is AI is biased. AI is hallucinating. It has security. Consider little bit of human. Are we not hallucinating? Are we
But
not having some bias in our life? So it is there in every aspect. So how to overcome that, how to guardrail that is what technicians work. So they have to absolutely critical before they open up something. It is also the whole community has to not just evolve AI just because it is improving. The biggest challenge is how to govern it, how to control it. That will be our work, right? That is a big opportunity. So if you focus on areas like governing AI, security aspect, and a lot of other verticals are there. These are all very high opportunity areas that even freshers and everyone can take advantage of. AI is AI, but humans has to make it work in an enterprise level setting. It happens, a lot of things has to happen. It is not just it is like human brain, right? Unless we educate ourselves, we can't improve. Otherwise the brain is brain. What is the purpose, right? So you have to see from that angle too.
but I understand it is required for security and at that enterprise level. But do we really need it in day to day life? Because I remember there's a quote uh, that says, I don't want AI to do art. I want AI to do my utensils and clean it so that I can do art.
Sure.
Isn't it
That is,
happening the
that's
other way around?
absolutely. So if you think about um, AI in general, right? It can do many tasks. When it comes to innovation, I mean arts and crafts, I still feel it is not there. And honestly, it is not close to what we can do as humans. And At the end of the day, innovation from a technology is different than arts and crafts. So there is a lot of potential, but it is going to help in the sense like make certain aspects. For example, think about an art that can completely in a very different dimension. We don't know right now. Instead of art technologies, a lot of people use to quickly draft their idea picture. Like we have a saying, right? A picture speaks thousand words. Now, if I am a technician and I want to express all the complexities running in my mind, which is having, and if I want to simply project it as a diagram, it takes a lot of time to put that effort in the past. Now I don't have that. I can just take my technology or my inspirations, my thoughts, ideas, and I can make a quick diagram out of it like that. But it won't change like a true artist. A true artist doesn't, he innovates new things, right? Which is not there. And if it is not there, it is very hard for AI to bring something it out, right?
Okay. Because AI reads data and gives the result.
Exactly.
So art people are safe.
I Yes, I would say art people has to be innovative, but if they start copying, they will. It's different.
Yeah,
So
catch up.
catch up, right? So the idea of an art is: are we doing exceptionally well? Are we doing the true art, right? Then it has its space. I don't think that won't. Even for writing, you brought it. A critical writing is very different. Many different areas you can write. Um, so it is about how you can inspire yourself writing it. Will you read an AI written document, or will you read what you are writing for others, right? It tells you the difference naturally because ours comes from a true human experience. But when it comes to AI, it collates, right? Many experience. But when it collates, it might not be a true experience. So always the uh, true experience has more value than collated experience.
We talked about how AI is gonna affect us. We talked about how AI affects us every day, about in our jobs for technology. Like, give me names of at least 5 skills that students who are graduating this year
Mm.
should or must know to be ready for the job.
AI cut across every vertical. So it is not like one thing.
Yeah.
I would go with all the soft skills students has to improve. That is the system we need to develop. When I say that, okay, how much of your learning gives you critical thinking?
Hmm.
What are you doing to improve that, right? How many new things you are learning every day? I tell this to our staff also. Don't worry about whether how much you understand first time. Yeah, for everybody, even experienced people, every time you read multiple times a topic, you will start learning more. It is like this whiteboard. You start putting dots all over. It will connect, but not on the day one. If you think, oh, I don't understand a small piece, and if you drop it, you are never going to see the full picture. But if you start connecting reading on continuous basis, anything that happens in AI in parts is okay. You don't need to know 100%. Even you take 5%, 5 words, that is good enough. But you have to be very disciplined. Motivation is not going to work anymore. I can motivate people on a continuous basis. This is that, this is that. That stops at certain level. Do you have the individual discipline to follow certain process for yourself and learn and keep yourself equipped with that knowledge? But definitely, as you accumulate more knowledge, these dots will get dense and you will start seeing the full picture. That is what I meant as continuous learning, critical enabling your critical thinking process by putting efforts, knowing different things. Of course, always I go with know how to ask better questions.
So please tell us what fascinated you to continue with AI and choose AI.
I think it is not choosing AI that not happen, that never happens actually. It is, I think it's a journey. For me as a kid, I don't know whether all these things are connected. If I look back, I think I can say it is connected. But so I'm pretty much is playing cubes, playing chess. That's kind of When it comes to subjects, I never focused on history or language, but I'm pretty much focused on math and science. Later, as I grew up, I took applied science instead of engineering. And the reason for, at that time, with a very tribal knowledge, talking to people, when I asked the difference, because the university taught me both applied science and the engineering. They're two different courses. So when I asked what is the basic fundamental difference, they say applied science is basically learning how to implement. As simple as that.
Okay.
Right. Then I thought, okay, I should go with that rather than studying. Let me implement and see. They don't implement nothing.
But did you think about it a lot, or it was
No,
just
it's just
right.
that, and then
Okay.
and I thought I picked applied because my curiosity is it gives me three majors in the university. It's simultaneously doing three majors in
Okay.
physics, computer science, and math. So I want to put more work and see, get the three majors and decide out of the one of the three what I can do next. My thought process was that. But during that course, what one of my professor influenced me to do some tough projects, and she gave me the first deep learning work. Go and understand this and go and present in a inter college function. And of course, I won the first. All credit goes to her. I don't know nothing, but she is a great mentor for me till today. At least I don't know where she even remembers me, but I keep her in my heart always. Uh, that is the first spark, I would say. But after that, throughout my career, I primarily focused on uh, business intelligence and data. I'm always a data person. I'm very deep with data, anything in and around all systems. I've worked more than 30 plus years. Even today, I love data. Whenever I want to touch, I want to go deeper. So I love data and intelligence around building the data. What it naturally gave me is subject matter expertise across any domain I can work because I know the data. I am trying to learn the metadata of it, the context of the data, understanding the context of the data. All these things, maybe I'm saying this all lead to, but this gives me a broader spectrum of understanding the ecosystem, understanding the business process, understanding the insights that comes around to create value to business. This is how it started. And 2017 onwards, I came back deeply into that because that is the time I was running an R&D engineering division back in San Jose, Silicon Valley, for a third largest home appliance manufacturer called Midea. During that time, lot of work I directly put in AI with respect to speech NLPs, computer visions, and data science applications. And I think it's a gradual process. From that 2017, it took me more into the AI because you should catch the wave. I am one of the earliest person working in this catching the wave from 2017, I think.
That's amazing.
At least on the business side. There are other technicians, there are so much people behind it, but practically working on applications, I think I started in 2017, deep dive into that.
I can match the dots already. What you said in the interview in the beginning, you should have critical thinking. You should always look for learning something new. You were already doing all of those things.
Yeah, that thought was naturally.
Yeah, naturally.
Okay.
And I think even if somebody in today's time, they have it naturally or not, they should push for these things to be there and
Yeah.
be relevant to the time.
Yes, absolutely. That's a very good way to put it because uh, those characteristics, the soft skill characteristics and critical, those other works that you have to put in is much more needed than just a technician work. And how to upscale yourself and continuously learn more than read, I would say learn, continuously learn there because you never know where the opportunity is. I started in a very different way. I started in a finance company in a marketing department after finishing my applied science computers. But if I didn't took that, probably I can say I'm not here today. My path would have been different. So you never know which is the right opportunity for you. But whenever an opportunity comes, put your full heart to that, right? So I was doing marketing. That's how I started.
Wow. A marketing guy turned into AI.
No, I was an engineer turning into a marketing, and then I turned into
So what are you working now with Solix on?
So if you Look at the transformation happening today. You have one side data, huge amount of data. Another side, suddenly everybody has got this ChatGPT kind of tool, but nobody has a clear idea what happens in between. You have the data or some knowledge somewhere, and I'm asking a question and I'm getting a response. Does anybody know what is happening in between before you get a response, whether the response is validated, corrected, how much is right, how much is wrong? So, in an enterprise setting, what in Solix we are trying to do is to bridge that gap. So, which we call as making your enterprise data assets AI ready. What that means is we bundle your data wherever it is located with 6 core principles. It is all available in our websites. How to govern your data first, right? If you see past technologies, people spend too much money on moving the data, which is of zero value. Knowledge is not coming from moving the data. Whatever action after that, in the last 20 years of 3 generation of computer systems, database systems, how it came, they're all moving the data. At Solix, we are creating a 4th generation with 6 core principles how to address this, and then how to make your data AI ready. What it means is it will have its knowledge governed both from a data perspective, from AI perspective, so that now you know fully guardrail, fully contextualized for the information. Now, when you run something for an enterprise, because enterprise need assurance, and that assurance comes from how much data I'm giving you is accurate, and can you even explain why I'm saying what I am saying, right? That explainability, you should, there are huge amount of compliance risks are there already, it is there. So how to give that knowledge and understand what are the compliance, are you following the compliance or not? So this platform will help all verticals, it doesn't follow that one. But on top of this platform, which is we call the 4th generation enterprise AI platform from Solix, we are also focusing on 3 core verticals, which is finance, which is our Imagia, and we have AI for pharma to how to help the communities by fasting the drug discovery process, and then the AI for healthcare, basically how to enable. And when it comes to AI for healthcare, I want to definitely talk about TAL and all the operations that happens in TAL. As you guys know, you are asking what is the advantage of AI in the beginning, right? Now, if you see, TAL has digital doctors. It has creating TALMed or other hospital network. So that all this knowledge will help normal people in a remote location. See, if you move 100 or even 50 kilometers outside from this place, you will see a different world, different methodologies, lifestyles, everything. Every cure after certain age, what we heard is, or what researchers are telling us is, 50% is medicine, 50% is your lifestyle. Now, who is validating this? So we don't know. So by taking digital doctors, AI, TALS, AI, digital doctors, and other Medora that we are building it into that community, working with other non-profits who are at the point of critical care, helping, at least giving our technology there, and then making partnering with others and enabling community care is much available now, much capable now with AI.
That's very fascinating to hear, and I can't wait to be the receiver of all the development happening as being part of the team.
Yeah, absolutely. You are seeing it, and you will see more in TAL very soon.
Thank you so much for speaking with us and telling us details of AI and how it actually works and how we can take help of AI instead of.
Sure. See always AI as your companion, right? It is a companion, and you should know how to use it. That's all. Otherwise, it is always a bright side with the young, especially the young working force that is coming into the system. A lot of opportunity. They should put their 3 or 4 core things that they have to do it every day. Discipline. That's all.
So that's the key point from this interview. Have critical thinking, have curiosity, and keep learning new things all the time, and you're good to go. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you.